Hello, my friends, and welcome to this very special pick a card reading, which is about what have you achieved so far that you can be proud of. This is a timeless reading, but I'm doing this at the end of 2022 as a review of the year, and I just wanted an opportunity to be able to have a look at all of the things that you have achieved over the year and remind you of them, remind you of the success. Because sometimes we forget, sometimes we don't remember the good things that happened. So I've used the Six of Wands to represent your pile choice. We have the Pulp Tarot Pile 1, which is this Six of Wands here. Pile 2, and it's this Six of Wands with the Golden Thread Tarot. And pile 3, the Tarot, the Art of Adventure Tarot. So, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Timestamps will be in the description box below. And I'll see you at your reading. Bye. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. So, what have you achieved so far that you can be proud of, eh? Well, I don't know if your sense of optimism is a little bit on the low side, if I'm honest, pile 1. Like, maybe you feel that you haven't achieved that much. I feel like... I don't know. I just, by this Capricorn card here, I feel like you don't believe that you've really done that much, really this year. And particularly with this sense of masculine energy, or whatever you have done, it doesn't feel like it's been enough. And yeah, I get that from that Capricorn card reversed. It's like you haven't achieved the things that you wanted to achieve. You know, there may be this facade of like how things may seem to other people, but really and truly you're just doing what you have to do and just really kind of get on with it. And you haven't really felt that there's anything really to celebrate. You're like, I don't know if there's really anything that I need to feel optimistic about. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what I have to do. It's just been one of those times. It's been one of those years. It's just been one of those things. I've just got on with what I've had to get on with. And I think that that's what's probably one of the most important things that you can look at about what you have been successful about and what you have achieved. Because to maintain a sense of status quo is one of the hardest things. Particularly in a normal mundane situation, things don't have to be so out there. They don't have to be like big amazing things happening every year or every time. Just being able to manage ourselves, considering with what's going on in the current social status of the world, is a challenge, and that in itself is a success. And you may not feel like you're doing that, but I think, I think you are. If you don't feel like you are doing it and you have maintained a sense of optimism, even though you don't think that you've done as much as you have done, that also is a really good sense. That means that also that's one thing that you can definitely be optimistic, and you can also be congratulatory about, because you've maintained that sense of optimism regardless of the fact that it just seems like you're doing the mundane. So there could be that aspect as well. So we've got two different things that could be happening here. But I don't know, the first thing I got was that there was a bit of a lack of optimism. But if you are able to be optimistic and you are staying in that space, and you are in that space, then that's amazing. That's amazing. And I think that you should definitely congratulate yourself for it. Connecting with the earth and stabilizing yourself in the earth is going to be something that's really important for you. And I also think that if you haven't done that already, like you've been in nature, maybe you took more trips out to nature, or maybe you've made an incentive to be out more in nature, to know the difference of you not being in nature, that's also something that would be really helpful. And also I think you know, even coming to that realization is a really good thing. I feel that it's something that you can aspire to, and also just be really proud that you do feel that connection to the earth, that you may feel that, you know, you do want to get out in nature, and you may not want to stay in the city, or if you are in the city, or if you do connect outside with nature, that's also an amazing thing. So yeah, integration kind of matches in with this sense that I came to before of you going back into nature, and sorry, not going back into nature, of you integrating life, the mundane, with daily life. So you're able to just live, you know, and it's been tough. It's been a tough year for everyone, I think, just recalibrating everything after the major events of the last couple of years on a worldwide scale. So I think it's really important to, you know, be able to like reintegrate back into life, you know, just congratulate yourself in the respect of how you've coped this year, how you've coped over this time as well, recently, how you've been able to reintegrate your existence back into the life that is now there in the world. I think that this is very, very much that. Also with the masculine energy and the sentinel, there is that sense of like, you know, you're just doing what you need to do. But with this Capricorn energy, I'm just feeling that, you know, there's this sense of where you're thinking, what am I doing? Or is this enough? But all we can do is just keep on putting one foot in front of the other. So well done for that. Really takes a lot. Okay, so I'm going to pop these here. I think emotionally, like, you're staying optimistic. You're doing what you can to stay optimistic, you know, there. But there's almost like a wondering of how is this going to, like, how are you going to continue this kind of manifestation of stuff continually when you, like, just putting it into the real world kind of thing. It's all well and good, like, having this kind of attitude. But it does, like, remember, thoughts become things. You can transmute it with this masculine. And I think I remember this card was reversed. So there may be this sense of how do I transmute it into the 3D. Okay, so let's have a look at what your tarot has to say. So what is it that pile 1? What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of, pile 1? What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of? So we've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Moon reversed. The Two of Swords. The Star reversed. Temperance reversed. Okay. Yeah, you've had to really kind of overcome quite a lot. Pile 1. That wanted to come out as well. Okay, 8 of Swords. So yeah, you've been through it, pile 1. You've been having to deal with quite some difficult things, to be honest with you. And it's just, you know, you've been, and you're probably like laughing at me saying, oh well, you said I had some hope. I think you did, you know. I think there's a sense of hope that's within you that has been able to kind of like that's been kind of able to keep you going, right? And I don't know if that's been the sense of whether or not you just do what you're doing and then that kind of keeps you going. And, you know, even in a space where you've been really clear with those around you, like you've been really clear with your, you know, that you don't know what's going on. And it's been a very difficult situation. Very difficult, because I don't know if you had issues with your work or just situations that are around you. You just didn't know. So it was just very difficult to kind of keep a stable base of yeah, your stability was just a bit off, because you didn't know about your situation. You didn't know whether or not, I just got a feeling like with work, family, the whole precariousness of the situation. The feeling I'm getting is basically with the thing that's happened over the last couple of years that the whole world has gone through, that I'm not going to mention because, you know, there's been after effects of that. So as I said, trying to reintegrate back into life over 2022 or over this time has been quite difficult. So it's about regaining stuff, regaining your kind of position, where you stand. And you've been trying to get clear about that, but it's been very difficult because the external circumstances are not allowing you to be clear. Interesting, because these are two wolves as well, and they're looking directly up at the moon, but still, and they're howling actually. But you've not been able to get clear about what you want, and it's really kind of there's been a sense of lack of hope around it, and it's really caused you to be destabilized. But it's really interesting because in that destabilization, you almost have, something new has happened. You've actually become free of some shackles. So I don't know if maybe something happened with your job, and you might, like, this is just an example, but you might have lost your job, and you might have been really upset about it and really like unhopeful about it, and it might have destabilized you, but then it's actually freed you in a way and allowed you to understand what it is that you truly want from a work situation, or what it is that you want in life, really. Because I think you realised that you were in this kind of bind. You were out of balance before. And I think there may have also have been like a kind of an emphasis on you believing that, you know, the materialism of work is what you need to be looking at, rather than the enjoyment of work, you know, or the enjoying what you do. It's about money, stability, but then you realise that it isn't about stability, because you can't be stable the whole time. Or the perceived sense of stability that's not the truth. It's interesting, there's no pentacle cards here. So even though you may have been thinking that the idea of like a job or something might have been, because it seems to me like there's a thought paradigm going on here, and external circumstances jolted that completely and made you rethink your ideas of stability. So yeah, let's see what these cards have to say. So this is a win. This is a massive win. Yeah. Oh my God, Temperance again reversed. Yeah, so it seems to me like you're having some real, like this is shaken up your belief systems, your previous belief systems. And I don't know if you see this as a win at all, but it's a big, big win. Wow, 10 of Cups. I think it definitely was a blessing in disguise. The Hierophant, 2 of Swords. I think it's about how you... Yeah, about your preconceived ideas of what you thought that the happiness was. And it had to almost be shattered, because the ideas were not the same as what you believed that they were. Wow, interesting how we're getting similar cards. 2 of Swords reversed again. So even the lack of hope, I feel like whatever disappointed you has actually broken something in you in order to see the light. You know, that Rumi saying, the cracks are where the light comes through. And that's what's happening here. Knight of Cups, messenger of important information. You may have been really unfriendly to the ones that you loved. And quite bad-tempered through this time. You may not have felt that you were like compassionate or loving towards the people that you are close with. You may not have been able to be that way that you normally are, because you may have been quite stressed out. I don't know. But there seems to be this kind of like underlying like thing where there's a lot of like imbalanced energy that causes you to kind of... What I see is the direction of you thinking that you've got to create stability for yourself, and that's the most important thing, as in like money, you know? But I don't see any money here. So I don't see that you're actually making any money, but the worry is there, you know? That's what I feel. And it's actually disabled your emotions. And 5 of Cups reversed. Yeah, which is the 7, which is the 8 of Swords. So you realize, I think this is what you have achieved. You have achieved that your mindset that you had previously it wasn't what you wanted. It wasn't what you believed was the right way to be. It wasn't helping you. It was actually making you miserable. It was actually putting you completely out of balance. And sometimes we need like a jolt from above to change everything, to make us understand that there are a lot of things out of balance. So, okay, so I've got some other cards here which I pulled, so I'll pull these. Okay, so we've got yellow, purify your body. So something about reworking your body and being able to cleanse your body completely, and be able to, you know, really just work your body. I think that's a crocus. I think it is. Let's have a little look. 22. It's just cleaning. Yellow rays of light. So yeah, cleanse. So you need to cleanse your body, go for a detox or something like that. Queen of Hearts. Yeah, there's something about you opening your heart here. Opening your heart and being able to receive and being able to kind of welcome in the divine feminine, because you've got masculine energy here. I feel like there's a lot of masculine energy. So this sense of like earth as well, like being with nature. If you haven't been in nature, I feel like it would be good for you to go into nature. But I do also get that there's a sense that you have been compassionate in situations or have been able to show compassion in situations where maybe other people weren't able to do that. They weren't able to show that. Yeah, they weren't able to do that. But you were able to do it. You were able to show people that. Let me just double check what the book says quickly. Queen of Hearts, because I just got this deck, so just a quick... Yeah, I think it's mainly about you like trying to connect with your divine feminine, and I think you're realizing that you may be going into this, but now that doesn't mean that you have to be all like, you know, completely go spiritual. And I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think you'd be watching this reading if you weren't in that way inclined anyway. But I think there's some more work that needs to be done, and what the thing that you need to recognize is of how far you have come, you know, into this sense of integration, into understanding that earth is something that you can get from, you know, it's interesting. It's like, you know, I go out for walks every day because it really chills me out, yeah, or it's like something that I need to do, and because I get good exercise and like fresh air and stuff like that. But then when you start to take it that next level, where you start to realize how much in tune you are with nature, how much you are a part of nature, how you work within this system, like while you're taking this walk, you know, understanding yourself within this space, really engaging with your walks, feeling the earth beneath your feet, smelling the air as the changes in the air from the seasons, things like that. That's what that Queen of Hearts is kind of saying. It's that kind of like step up and step into that space. And I think that you're ready to take that. And that's what you've definitely achieved, like the gateway to that. Because it's almost like you've broken something here. You've broken away, like it's almost like you've broken the shell of like restriction, and you're now emerging. You're now from almost like a prison of your former self, it feels like. Incredible. Incredible, pile one. Love it. Oh, wow. Look at that. Love that. I wouldn't be surprised. I think you're tapping into some psychic energy here. If you are already, you do have abilities. You may be starting to understand that you might have another clairaudience, clair, basically. Clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. Yeah, one of the other clairs. I'm never really good at knowing them. I just know I have a few. But like, you might be able to sense things and be in tune with things, or find that there are moments where you really start to connect with the sense of yourself. And that's when you start to understand about your own happiness. And that's where you'll know when things are right. So yeah, beautiful. Acquisitiveness, ownership, avarice, and profuseness. So I think you've gained some real insight, pile one, into knowing yourself a lot better than you thought you did. One incredible thing. And you've actually been like honestly like recognizing it. You haven't been just like, oh well, of course I know myself better because I'm a year older. No, it's you've learned stuff about yourself this year, or this past, or that's what you've achieved so far, and you've got the time in your head. This is like a general reading, okay? So whatever time that you've had in your head, maybe you're thinking the last couple of months, maybe you're thinking the last year. This is an open general reading, so whatever it is, that time period that you're looking at, but you have emerged out of a cocoon of your former self. Part one. Wow, and we have Acatriel. Wow. So, I mean, first and foremost, we've got, I think he's in the depiction of a Mayan or Aztec priest, and he's in Leonardo da Vinci's The Vitruvian Man. So this is like a real sense of like emergence and evolution that's going on here. I need to double check the meaning, but bear with me. So ultra incredible, pile one, because this is about you following that inner voice to saying that, that you trust and that you choose to follow the inner voice rather than following external voices that are telling you that, other things. Basically, you're going to listen to yourself. Love that. Love that. It's the quiet voice that resides within you that makes you think that is not you, is like, that this is something else, it's something higher, it's something more divine. And that's what's beautiful about this. You're recognizing that voice and you're following that to an extent where you can really trust yourself. That is what you've achieved this year. Oh, I keep on saying this year. Isn't it interesting? This is what you've achieved so far, part one. This is what you've achieved. You've achieved a new understanding of yourself in a much more profound way than you could have ever imagined, on a 3D level as well as a spiritual level. So on all levels, basically, you've emerged. Okay, so I pulled a crystal card for you because it's a crystal, so something manifesting in the reality. Wow, moonstone. So we've got nurturing, divine feminine intuitive. Drawing power from the divine feminine, Moonstone connects you to the goddess energy, activating your intuition. Moonstone can boost clairvoyant gifts, metaphysical powers, asking that you trust in the unknown beyond what you see in this realm. The reflective nature of this crystal is much like the moon phases themselves, a cycle of change from new beginnings to full release. Moonstone balances the masculine energy with the feminine touch, teaching the art of receptivity and serendipity. It is especially potent during the waxing moon in Cancer, Libra, Scorpio, and the moon. So, get yourself some Moonstone, my friends. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that for you. So I hope you enjoyed that reading, pile 1. It was a pleasure to celebrate your achievements. Seems like you have done work this year that I don't even think that, or again, I said this year, but you've done work over this time that you don't even realize that you've done. And if you were to look back on the self that was there before this time period that you're asking about, just review and see if that person is the same compared to who it is now, and be proud of yourself for all of the choices, decisions that you've made, for the person that you've become now, because it's an incredible journey, and I'm sending you all the love in the world. I hope you enjoyed this reading. You take care, my friends. And if you did like it, please do like it. Please do subscribe for more videos. But otherwise, take care and congratulations and well done on what you've achieved this year. Again, I said this year. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Take care, my friends. See you. Bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose this Six of Wands, which is from the Golden Thread Tarot, and already I can like gain this sense of stability where you feel that you've achieved something quite visual, in the respect that you have shown something, like people can see that this has been a good time or good period for you, in the respect of what you have achieved so far that you can be proud of. Like other people can see this sense of pride that you may have. You may be somebody that has worked hard on a business idea or on some kind of entrepreneurship, and you've worked hard to get to where you've got to go. And or you've worked hard over this period of time, and you definitely should be proud of yourself for that. People can see that. People are actually starting to see the results of you working hard for yourself. That's what you should be proud of. You've been communicating not only with others but with yourself. It's almost like it's almost like you're an example for people to follow. That the idea is, if people follow what they truly love and what they truly care about, they can get to places through hard work and determination. You've done this in an act of self-love, in the respect of that you need to do this so that you can actually show the world that you do love yourself above anyone else, and that's the most important thing. This is not a conceited form, and it may seem that way. With others, they may feel that you are just kind of single-minded, but actually your sights are set higher. Your sights are like set on higher goals, higher things. You're not worried about the small stuff and about the petty stuff of what people are thinking about what you've done, because your actions and also what your achievements are actually, they speak for themselves, basically. And the astronomer up there is also saying to me that you do have this sight of where you believe that the impossible can be achieved. And it seems to me like you are well on your way to getting there. And it's slow but steady. It's this slow, methodical step. And I'm getting the images of water dripping, and how when a water drips, then all of a sudden the bucket gets filled. And also Grandma's Footsteps, you know, that game that is in Squid Game, you know, like when they turn around and then you have to like move closer. But that's a very good strategy, because when people are not looking, or when people are not realizing, you are under the, like, behind the scenes making moves, and you're just showing a real sense of dedication and love, and almost like a mothering. This is almost like a baby to you. This could be a business, or it could be an endeavor, it could be even a hobby or something that you're doing, but I do feel like it's a business. I feel like it's something to do with the material kind of exponent here. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart. So with this, what I'm seeing is that you're just being really clear, and I don't think that you're really bothered about whether or not other people can see it or not. But you really are showing people how it should be done. And you've been working really hard this year. I said that again, this year. So can I just say, yeah, right, I've been saying this year, I did this for pile 1. So, you know, it may be over the last course of the year, but this reading is timeless. I'm doing this at the end of 2022. So I'm kind of reviewing the year. I wanted to kind of put a question to you to say, what have you achieved so far this year that you can be proud of? And that keeps on coming up. But it's not necessarily to do with just this year. It's to do with like any time you decide to see this reading, okay? So I might pop out with the words this year, but really I mean just over the period of time that you're reviewing while you're watching this reading, okay? So yeah, you're really stepping into your power in the respect of manifesting what it is. So for example, you may have had an idea for a business, or about maybe, you know, a period of time, and then now finally you're starting to put dedication and love into something that really matters to you, and it's starting to bear fruit. It's starting to show, and the dedication that you've been showing to this has really expanded, has really, you know, people can see that what you're doing is really good, basically. People can see that what you're doing is fruitful, and it's an inspiration for them. It's not necessarily like your goal to show them that it is an inspiration for them, but it most certainly is. Like, it definitely is an inspiration for them. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to use this card again. And the reason why I say that it's to do with how you look, because like, look, it's like, it's very guarded here. It's like somebody who's coming back from battle, somebody who is you know, victorious, but we can't see their face. So this says to me that there is some kind of it's almost like a parade. So even though we can't see the people who fought, we know that they did the job that they did, and we know that they've done, and it's almost like a service to society. So what you're doing is you're providing an example for people that they can succeed too, and that's what you should be proud of. Not only just the work that you've done, but also in the fact that you're providing this example to other people, and you have achieved something great in the respect that's in congruency with your heart. There's a lot here that's telling me that you have been really honest with yourself, and the way that you have kind of strove to just be authentic with yourself. You didn't stray from the goal. You went straight on, and you were like, right, I see those. I see this is my dream. This is my goal. This is my desire. I'm going to head for that. I don't care what I'm going to do, but it's what I really love doing. And I have to do it. And I'm going to take one step slowly at a time. And people are seeing that that works. Well done, pile 2. Well done. That's incredible. I love it. I love it so much. So beautiful. These readings. Love it. God, there's nothing better than telling people the good things about themselves. I tell you, I love it. So, pile 2. What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of? What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of, pile 2? What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of? The Hermit, yeah, you've been a little busy bee, it looks like. King of Swords, 9 of Pentacles, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you have, you know, people have told me, like, when you first start a business, that usually that's quite, you know, you have to understand to live frugally. You're not going to really get like much return on that first year, and that's what's been happening. 2 of Wands, you've just had a lot of plans. There's just a lot of potential that's going on here. 4 of Wands, you're working, but you're happy. You're happy in what you're doing. Love it. Love it, pile 2. And the 5 of Pentacles, yeah, there's this frugality, real frugality. And I think that sometimes the faith, the faith wavers a tiny, teeny, weeny bit, but it's okay because that's all part and parcel of it. I think it's really important to recognize that you've had to work on your own, even though you haven't wanted to. You might have wanted to expand outside and try and like move things outside, but really and truly you've understood what your boundaries are. You've understood what is your own 2 of Wands, what's your own castle, what you know, what you have. We don't have any 3 of Wands here. We just go from the 2 to the 4. So it's almost like you realize that maybe you didn't want to be on your own, but actually it worked out better that you were on your own. It worked out much better that you were on your own. So I'm just trying to like adjust the light so that it's just like, oh, look at that. That's nice. Right, okay. So because these cards are like shiny, so it just works better rather than being directly on them. So yeah. There's a really amazing track that I'm listening to by Troy Boy. I really like trap. And it's called I'm Better Off on My Own. And it's a beautiful track. It's quite sad actually. But yeah. It's not, I don't know about so much the lyrics, but the feeling that I get from the track is that, you know, you honestly didn't, this is what I get from the track, not what's in your reading, but like the sensation I've got is that you felt that you were going to be with this person and that you were going to be with someone, but then you realized that you were just better off on your own and you're better off, you know, with your own self. And that is really empowering, and you're even having a much better time. And that's kind of what, that's the same feeling I'm getting. It's not exactly the same because I'm feeling this is more in a business context rather than a relationship. This is more about building your empire and realizing that your empire is yours. You can't get other people to build your empire because it's not theirs. And you're doing a really good job. So that's great. Okay, so let's see what the Tarot has to say, just to clarify these cards. What is pile 2? What have they achieved? What's pile 2 achieved so far that they can be proud of? What have you achieved so far that you can be proud of, pile 2? I'm swelling with pride thinking of the stuff that you've gone through. I feel so happy for you. Conflict Gardens. You realise stepping away from the competition is the only way for you to really focus on what's true to you. Brilliant. Brilliant. Temperance again, that came up for pile 1. There's been times when you've not been able to like have balance in yourself. It's been very difficult because, you know, you've had to be quite cutthroat in the respect of how you have your attitude towards certain things. So temperance is, you know, it's been difficult. And sometimes you don't even like who you were at that point. Like you might have felt that you weren't, but actually you were doing exactly the right thing that you needed to do. But it's sometimes the emotional sense didn't match up. Also, there may have just been a sense where you just didn't feel right about what you were doing. Or maybe that you felt, oh, how do I say this? So like, you felt right in a business sense, in a clear-cut sense. So it's almost like a logical sense, but in an emotional sense, in almost like or maybe even to get to that, right? To get to that sense of clarity, you know, you had to see how imbalanced you were. And almost like when you have to like assert yourself in a certain kind of context of clarity, it's very, it's almost like you're trying to like put on a new shoe or something, or you're trying to walk in a new shoe and it starts to hurt. But you have to put that hat on. You have to work it for a little while. Almost like the new pipes had to be worked in, you know, because when they were just first put in, they weren't quite as good. In fact, it felt completely wrong. I wouldn't be surprised. You might have felt like, this is not who I am. I am not this straight-laced business person, or I'm not this personality type that would normally do this. But I have to do this because this is what's essential for me. 6 of Swords. So there was like this tug of war of you to go back to what you knew, so that would help you to kind of feel okay. But you didn't. You refused to. You refused to kind of go back to that. It was hard though. There was a bit of back and forth. You may have also received external support, and then what's happened is that, like, for example, like if you'd had some investors in the business, and then you realized that you had some contracts with them that you had to fulfill, and you weren't able to like fulfill them, or that you weren't able to fulfill them, sorry, that you had you had commitments. Yeah, so you had certain commitments that you couldn't walk away from that might have been better for you. So for example, like as I said, like if you had investors and then you were constrained to those investors, as opposed to like wanting to go ahead with your own ideas, your own prospects, your own kind of way of the way that you wanted to run things, because there was a lack of independence here. I'll take that one. 2 of Swords reversed again. So you had to be honest with yourself, really honest with your needs and your wants. You couldn't keep silent about it. You had to be very clear, and you did. Interesting. So 5 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles. It's almost like you got what you wanted, but it was just a bit emotionally devoid. That's what I kind of got here. You know, there's a little bit of a balance with the emotions, because I feel like you're highly emotive, particularly with that Cancer. And sometimes it can be very, very lonely, very disappointing. Maybe people didn't live up to your expectations. Maybe you were a bit upset because they didn't do that. Yeah, but you still managed to get what you wanted. And then the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like in this sense of poverty, there was something that really, a real golden opportunity, an amazing golden opportunity. So it's almost like the long game is paying off. So you should be really proud of that, Pal. 2, your long game paid off. For sure. For sure. Okay, so let's have a look at your other cards that we've got here. We've got bronze. Strengthen your body. So similar message, actually. So what I'm getting from this bronze card is that you need to fortify your body. It's almost like if you are going to take on something that, like, say if you're going to take on bigger things, you need to make sure that you can take on the bigger things, that you're strong enough to take that on. Cutting cords. You need to also or you know what, as well, like, you could have really been working in your body and strengthening your body and doing really well with it. Sorry, I'm thinking about the context of the question. So yeah, you could have been really working towards also working out. So because you've been spending time alone, you could have been taking better care of your body. So I also see that as well. And you may be quite proud of yourself for the physique that you've got. Or the strength that you've kind of accumulated because you've been strengthening your body and yourself. It seems to me, though, I'll be honest with you, it seems to me like you strengthen things on your material level in the respect of, as I said, like I just see a business, like you've been working towards your livelihood, your career. And I just feel like, as I said in the beginning, or just at the beginning of this section when I pull this card, that in order for you to take on the expectations that you have, that you are creating here, and that you're absolutely, it's amazing that you've achieved this so far. You need to make sure that your body can tolerate what it is that you're going to kind of, so that you can take on more, because it seems like you're going to get more. You're building something really powerful here, really stable, really admirable, and make sure that you can go for the long haul, because you're going to be doing this. It seems like this is what you're going to be doing for a while. Cutting cords here. This tells me that you have cut people out your life that you just don't need anymore. The people that don't serve you anymore, that don't serve your higher purpose in the respect of your support, or the naysayers or whatever. And that to me is almost like the thing that we came to at the very beginning, of the people that like are seeing you do this for yourself, because of these hearts here, and it's really quite envious for them, they're like, wow. Okay, and then we've got the gift. It was reversed. Some of these cards I read reversed, some of them I don't. I kind of like go with my intuition when it comes to the oracle cards. But with the gift reversed, it's almost like you know what to do with the power that you have. And it's almost like you knew the sacrifice that you had to take in order to make this happen for yourself. And you went for it. And that's not an easy choice to make. So that's what you should be proud of, Pile 2. Hearing, alertness, distractedness, and deafness. Hearing. Yeah, you may hear what people are thinking about you, Pile 2. And listen. Listen to what's going on around you, because that'll tell you a lot more. And then we've got Tahariel. And Tahariel is like, got this rainbow beautiful, and the eagle as well. So, and is carrying a baby as well. Beautiful. I'm not sure what that means exactly. So let me just double check. So the thing that struck me about this was, it says here that there is a Native American prophecy that says that when the earth is ravaged and all animals are dying, a new tribe of people shall come to the earth from many colours, classes and creeds, who by their actions and deeds shall make the earth green again. They will be known as the warriors of the rainbow, many high vibrational souls are incarnating at this time. So what I'm getting is that you are someone very special, Pile 2, that is making waves, making things happen for themselves in this world. And this may not be something that is recognized by a lot of people. I'm seeing it now with the astronomer and also with the communication. You may be speaking on a global level. You may be speaking on a big level where you're communicating with many people. I just realized that. I was like, actually, this is, I can see some big stuff. So you may be activists, you may be, you know, and I just put it at a mundane level of like starting a business, but like that as well, you know, just for you putting out your sense of self-love in the, as we got here, this self-love card here, you know, your passion, your drive, and people might not agree with that, but that's their problem. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with you at all. It's to do with you, do you. Do you know what I mean? And you're ushering a new sense and a new world. Now I see why you have to strengthen your body, because it seems like you've got some big things to take care of and to deal with. But it can be a lonely path. It can be. But be proud, because you've just done some incredible stuff, Pile 2. Okay, so I picked a crystal for you. Wow. Is that solidite? No, it's lapis lazuli. Let me get some lapis and I can talk to you while I am reading this. So this is lapis. As you can see, this is my pendulum. Royalty, transformation and immortality. That's what it looks like. Regal in all forms, lapis lazuli was the most prized and sought after in ancient Egypt. It was believed to have the powers of immortality and the ability to expand the heart's capacity for love. Lapis lazuli guides the soul and protects its journey from life to death. True wisdom comes from within, and lapis lazuli facilitates that by unearthing your core truths. This stone appears when you are ready for spiritual transformation and takes you to the depths of who you are, unveiling deeper awareness so that you can become the leader of your own life. Vegetarius? Sagittarius and Venus. Vegetarius, a new sign. Yeah, so wow. Love that. Love that for you, Pile 2. Is that going to come into focus? No? There we go. Oh, it did come into focus. Oh, there we go. No, I'm going to stop playing with it now. It's because it's not a big chunk. It needs to be a big chunk of rock, like they say. Anyway, so Pile 2, that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. It seems like you've got a lot to be proud of, because you've been working through quite a lot, you know. So congratulations. You're walking this path, and I feel really honoured to have read for you. Thank you so much for this. I feel like you're the warriors of the world. You're doing some incredible work. So well done for everything that you've done. Well done for all that you've achieved. I'm cheering you on. I'm clapping for you. And I'm just really proud of you. You take care, my darlings, and I wish you all the best. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. So, what have you achieved so far that you can be proud of? So, first and foremost, I feel like you've been pretty busy. And you've been busy in the respect of you being quite social. Like, a lot of people can see what you're doing. And also you can see that they can see what you've been doing. But it looks like you've been through the wars. Like, it looks like you've got plasters and you've got scratches here. You know, your emu is like, poor thing, is just completely covered in plasters and quite battle worn. Seems like you've been through it. You've been through it. You've almost had to kind of compromise yourself as well. You've compromised yourself in quite a few ways, in being able to come through this period of time that you are referring to in the respect of being successful. So well done, Pile 3. I'm clapping you. And I'm saying you've done it. You've got through there. Again, like with pile 1, I felt like there was this sense of you not feeling that you still haven't reached a level where you believe that you could have done. Interesting how 24 is 6, and then we also have the 6 of wands here. So yeah, and then you have 7 here. I don't know if you're comparing yourself to other people, pile 3, if you're believing that, you know, other people have done things, but for you to get to like a certain level, it's taken you a lot to get there. And almost there may be a sense of imposter syndrome as well here, where you feel that you've had to compromise yourself in order to get to this point, and you still, you know, you have to really ask, who are you doing this for? Who is it that you're really wanting to aspire this? Like, what is this about? And also with the 3rd house messages as well, there's something that you're still yet to learn about this journey. And you are on your way to learning this. And I think that the idea is once you realize how far you've come and how well you've done, you know, that's going to be really important to you being able to go to the next level. And the main thing that I saw here with these 4 women standing here was 4 women on a plinth, you know, like a winner's plinth. So you really do have a reason to be proud of yourself and to recognize that you have done really well. We'll find out what exactly that is, but it sounds to me like, or I can just feel that the message is getting lost, that you don't believe that you've reached the status of a winner, even though you are a winner, in whatever context that may be, in whatever context that may be. Interesting, pile 1. Please believe in yourself, because pile 3. It's because I think it's really important for you to recognize that the message is trying to get through to you, to tell you that you are amazing, that you allow yourself to ascend to this position where you feel that you are successful, because you deserve to be in that position. You're there on that plinth. Moon is in Libra. Everyone deserves to be there just as much as you do. And there's almost, I do get this sense of you not feeling like you're good enough to be there. And you're more than good enough. You were part of it. You were part of the reason why this was so successful. So let's see what's going on. Let's see why this is happening. And why you feel this way, and what else I can, what else can I get from the cards, and from your spirit guides, and from everyone that is around you, and also just, yeah, from spirit, just to let you know that, you know, what you're doing is what you are successful. Sorry, just bear with me, I'm just lighting incense. I just get the sense that you... Maybe you started off like in a kind of, I don't know, like a way that you feel that you were at a disadvantage compared to other people, or compared to other people that you were surrounded by. And because of that, it makes you feel that you're not as deserving. I don't know, I just get that sense. So this is to tell you that you are most certainly deserving. You are deserving of this. And also, if people are telling you that, like if your friends are telling you that, like to be proud of what you are and don't be so hard on yourself, please do that. It's important. King of Wands. King of Cups reversed. 9 of Pentacles reversed. 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Wands. Interesting cards. They're similar to the other piles. 10 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. you almost feel like you can't do this without other people, but I think that it's the other way around. Like, they can't do it without you, all right? They can't do it without you. And I don't know, there's this sense of destabilization. This is how you appear to others, or this is how you feel that everybody else is, this King of Wands, that they're dynamic, that they're forward thinking, that they're really kind of like driven in what they're doing, and they're really good at what they're doing. But then it seems like you don't have that stability. You have the power, but you don't have the stability. You feel like you don't have it under control. It's a very much imposter syndrome I'm getting here. Like this sense of where you don't believe that you are where you should be. And this Six of Pentacles, this is Nine of Pentacles with this 3 just tells me that there's a sense that you think that you are not good enough on your own. You can't do it. But actually, you really can. And as I said, like, they can't do it without you. It's not the other way around. So you should be you should definitely be proud of yourself in that respect. Like, understand that you are really, really important to this endeavor, to this project. I feel like it could be like a sports team or something, but if it isn't, if it's like a project, like project management or whatever, or that you're in this like kind of company, they value you. They value you strongly. But there's this tendency to like not think that what you've done is, as I said, and I keep on saying that it's not good enough. And the message is trying to get through that you've actually played an integral part into the building of this. Okay. Pile 3. What has Pile 3 achieved so far that they can be proud of? You have a fantastic work ethic, Pile 3. Fantastic work ethic. It's brilliant. You encourage people to take opportunities when they don't. You actually look for the things that people would miss. I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, detail oriented. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe the thing is that you're looking at people who have like a kind of wider perspective. But a project, any type of project, needs people who view a wider perspective and also people who look at the meticulous details. We need, like, the machine is made out of many cogs. And the smallest cog is the most important thing. Like, I remember in theatre productions, we were told that we are as good as our smallest part. So it didn't matter how many lines you had in a production, as long as you played the part with as much conviction and integrity as you could, and that would make the production. And that's very much what's going on here. Balancing act avenue, 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're trying to manage yourself in the respect, and I don't know, you were also able to handle what people can throw at you. I think people can throw things at you, and you manage. You multitask well. And I don't think you can, but I think you can. I feel like you can. I feel like you're just way better than you give yourself credit for. Nostalgia place, yeah. And I feel like you annihilate yourself over mistakes. But it's not as bad as you think it is. You might think about certain things and mistakes that happen, but I don't think that they're nearly as prevalent as you think that they are. In fact, the choices that you think that you made were wrong were actually the correct choices, but you might have been thinking, no, actually, So for example, like, if someone says that, you made a brilliant choice doing that. That was amazing that you did that. And then you kind of say, well, I only made that choice because of this, this, and this, I don't know, I wouldn't have made that choice. You kind of like talk yourself down in that respect. That's the sense I'm getting. I may be wrong. And this might not resonate for you, so take only what resonates. But, yeah, I just get this sense that you don't believe in yourself as much as you should. Judgment. You took action when the time was right, and you made it good for everyone and yourself. But there's just something here that tells me that you didn't recognize that for yourself. honestly, pile 3, I think you're remarkable. You just don't take credit for it. And that's why that's like that. That's why these 2 are reversed. And something said to me, keep them reversed. Because it hasn't got through that you are this amazing person who's done all of these things for all of these people. And also made people realize about their own selves. You have provided such an integral part to the system that you are working within. I feel like it's to do with work. All of these I felt have been to do with some kind of bettering of oneself within career or work, I feel. Or some kind of establishment of self over the last, like, you know, I would say like, yeah. So this is timeless anyway. So like, but the span is about a year or so. A year. More than just like 1 month or 2, because when I'm doing this reading, it's the end of 2022, so I was looking at it as a year review, but you know, you could watch this in 2023 and it could be like a year from where you're watching it now. So you've got the Chariot reversed here. Like, things have happened slowly. Things haven't happened fast. They've happened slowly, and there may have been like a sense of imbalance as well. But we do have the 6 of Wands, which was the opening card on the bottom of the deck. I'm telling you, this is like, this is your destiny to recognize this. It's part of your lesson. It's part of your, you know, this is what this is all about. It's about you recognizing that you did do really well in this situation and that you are amazing. Okay, so let's have a look at your cards. You've got watermelon, have fun with your inner child. Yeah, I think you've got to lighten up in yourself, pile 3. The damaged brow, interesting. Very interesting. I'll have to look that up, but I think what I get from that is just this sense of like, I get this. So I've got 2 things, like the furrowed brow. So there's this consistent kind of like frown that kind of goes on within the brow. So it's almost like a stressful kind of energy where you're consistently worried about things, consistently worried about whether or not something is right, or whether or not you've done something right, or whether or not something is going to plan. There's just a consistent like worrying vibe. And also, you know, I remember I had an injury to my eyebrow while I was meditating. I whacked my head into like a fire extinguisher, and I couldn't talk to anyone about it because like, and it was really bad. Like, I proper cut myself. And it was like 3 a.m, dark. There was snow outside. I couldn't talk to anyone about it. And then, like, you know, I didn't talk to anyone for about a few days, actually. But I managed to heal myself about it. But it was very important that I actually talk to someone. And it's almost like, you know, the sense of suffering in silence. Like, don't do that. So, yeah. And it was really good because I put Manuka honey on it, and it healed up a treat. It healed up really well. But let me just double check what that means in the book, because if that's the same, the damaged brow, the damaged brow. Okay, sometimes it has the cards in the right. There we go. Loss of balance and inner authenticity. You need to pause and reevaluate your current situation to avoid chaos, confusion, or possible danger. So then what this is saying is about the damaged insight. So this is why the third this is why these messages aren't coming through, and this is why the ascension is not happening, because there's this blockage in the respect of you not believing that what you've done, or that you can actually achieve what you are achieving. And the way that you will get through this is by having fun with your inner child. So having fun, basically, allowing yourself to have fun and freedom to go in with that. So it is that sense of like being really worried about something, and being like the furrowed brow, like, you know, that kind of tension that you have where you're worrying about things and you're thinking, you're constantly on high alert, you know what I mean? You're constantly on high cortisol, stress kind of level. Okay, so we've got the gate and it was reversed. So to me that says absolutely, like, you have to recognize the success that you've done. You have to recognize the good things that you have done. Because I get this sense that it's just not enough. Like, you feel like your cup will always be, there's always something to do. And yeah, there is always something to do. You're absolutely right. There is always something to do. But I think you have to congratulate yourself along the way, because if you don't, then who's going to? And then before you know it, you're at the end of your life, and then you're like, oh, I didn't even like give myself a pat on the back for all of the stuff that I did, and I wasn't able to enjoy what I did, you know? Then you've got weight. So yeah, absolutely. I definitely see that here. And then you've got philoprogenitiveness? Philoprogenitiveness. Coddling, parenthood, and neglectfulness. I'm just going to look that up because I don't know what that means. So the sense I get from this is that, you know, there's too much like worry about stuff. Too much kind of worrying if you've done things right. If, like, I just get the idea of like somebody who is a parent. You might not be a parent, but this is just an analogy to give you some kind of idea of what I mean. There's this coddling kind of nature towards it. So it's like, I have to make sure that everything's absolutely okay and all right. Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're all right? Are you sure this is right? Are you sure this is fine? Are you okay? I'm just making sure that everything's okay. That's quite toxic, right? It's quite toxic. So it's almost like understanding, like, you know, you don't need to be like that. And that's what's coming across here, because it's very big. It's almost like you're giving yourself too much weight, when actually you've got so much that you've done and that you've been looking forward to and that you've been really good at, and you've been, you know, taking a step back. It sounds like you need to go on holiday where you have no contact with your phone and you have no ability to be able to be in this space. I think it would help you. And then we've got Jehudiel. And this is, I think, yeah, Easter Island. So we've got this kind of like, kind of island vibe. Let's have a look. 32. Leadership and endeavour. So the laudation of God, he helps us to feel qualified to step into our own guiding and leadership roles. So this is what I was saying by this. It's not like you're feeling that you have to make sure that other people can validate your work. And you might be a boss, right? But it's almost like you need your workers to validate you. You need people to validate you. And this is not what it's about. You're a natural leader. Stay true to your integrity. It's either of a way where I think that you, as I said, like initially, like you've played a part, that you think that you're not, that it's not, like this what I do is not good enough. Or that you are, you know, you're working hard on behalf of your company and you're not feeling like you just feel like at a loss, I feel. And you're not stepping into the sense of power that is truly you, because this is really important. You know, people are looking up to you. People are really, really seeing you as a high being, as somebody that they look up to. And I think that it's important that you just step back and just, you know, kind of appreciate your own beauty and your own wonder. Okay, so let me pick a crystal for you. That came quick. Wow, emerald. So we've got spring, unity, and vitality. Okay, so lush and reminiscent of the green spring, emerald is known as the stone of successful love, stimulating loyalty, partnership, and friendship. Emerald opens up the heart chakra, healing the auric field with unconditional love, hope, and joy. With exuberance and a lust for life, the emerald is a sign for a new beginning and a fresh step in life, radiating health, prosperity, and vitality. Grow in the direction of your dreams and nurture yourself along the way. You deserve the riches that life has to offer you. Sagittarius, Venus, and Mars. Get yourself some emerald pile 3. It looks like it would do you the world of good. But otherwise, my darlings, you have got so much to be proud of. Pile 3, so much. Look at this beautiful work that you've been doing. You've been really, excelling and proving that you are just somebody that people want and need and really depend upon in having around. And please believe that. Please believe that people value you. Please value yourself, because you are incredible. You really are. And people see you and they see home, and you have to see that too in yourself. I hope that helped, pile 3. I just want to give you a big hug and tell you that you're amazing. But yes, remember, these were the things that you have achieved so far and you should be proud of. I hope you like this. Please do give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. But otherwise, I'll speak to you really soon. Take care, my darlings. Bye.